Hey guys, what's going on? It's your girl, Lady Vasori, and I'm here today to give you a little fun fact, a little history. Guys, I love old history. Well, of course, history is old, but I love history. I love fun facts. I love things that I never knew. And yes, we are here today talking about the 5 worst mothers in history. Baby, I love this type of energy. First, labeling someone as a bad mom, let's talk about it. Let alone the worst should never be done very lightly. Now, as being a mom, I had twins. It is certainly not an easy feat. Now, some modern moms often wear mom guilt for every decision that they make or don't make as a badge of honor. And some moms on this list had no such problem, child. So while you might think you are a bad mom for letting your kids eat too much ice cream or having unlimited screen time or not making them go to bed on time, staying up for the weekends, drinking a little, you give them a little nip, just a little taste. There were mothers in history who would have said, let's do worse and not even blink an eye. Child, here are the 5 worst moms in history. First up on the list is Mary Ball Washington. Now, Mary Ball Washington is America's grandmother. Yes, they say Mary Ball Washington, as the mother of the first U.S. president, George Washington, could give any modern day tiger mom a run for her money with her iron will parenting style. Now, she was born in 1708 in Virginia. Now, Mary was a widow managing a plantation and raising 5 children by the time she was 35. Now, while George was off making history, Mary was at home penning letters that might as well have started with George, send money. George, I need this. And occasionally implying that his activities were giving her gray hairs. Baby, she was that type of mom, you worrying me to death. Now, some historians, like James Thomas Flexner, often describe her as demanding and somewhat possessive, y'all. Half mommy dearest and half helicopter mom, if you know what I mean. Now, she clung to her son's purse strings like a general strategizing over territory. They said that she had a knack for over her public lamentations over her sacrifices, and during the height of the American Revolution, rumors swirled that she harbored royalist sympathies. Now, other historians argue that the negative portrayals of Mary as a bad mother have been inaccurate or unfairly biased. It also suggests that while she may not have been a saint, she wasn't necessarily bent on draining George's wallet either or sabotaging his ambitions. But what the hell do I know? I mean, I'm going to go with the above notion. She was one of them moms. Yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. Next up, Wu Zetian. Now, Wu Zetian, China's only female emperor from 1624 through 705, may have aced the imperial exams of political savvy and ruthlessness, but when it came to motherhood, let's just say she wasn't winning any parenting awards. Early in her ascent within the imperial court, Wu Zetian gave birth to a daughter in 637 AD who died shortly after birth under suspicious circumstances. Now, Wu Zetian accused Empress Wang, the reigning empress, of murdering the child. Now, this accusation led to the deposition and removal of Empress Wang from the court, significantly altering the power dynamics within the palace and clearing Wu Zetian's path to greater influence. Now, some historians suggest that Wu Zetian herself might have orchestrated her own daughter's death as a strategic move to frame Empress Wang and eliminate her as a rival. Now, what do y'all think about that? I would really assume that they, you know, the tales of things that I hear or the movies that I watch, that could have been possible with an emperor or that type of clan back in those days, in that dynasty era. So I really believe that could be totally true. So that will put her on the list. Now let's talk about the next one, Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria, Queen Victoria, Queen Victoria, known for her 63-year reign, had a very complicated relationship with her 9 children. Yes, 9. Victoria's view of motherhood was ambivalent at best. She once admitted to having the greatest horror of having children and would rather have none. Alas, she did end up having 9, though. She didn't enjoy any bit of it. They say that pregnancy was particularly loathsome to her, described in her letters as feeling like a dog or a cow. And also historians suggest that she might have suffered from what would likely be recognized today as postpartum depression. Now, Victoria's relationship with her children, especially her eldest son, Bertie, the future King Edward VII, was strained. Okay. She blamed him for contributing to Albert's death due to stress from a scandal involving Bertie. And she famously remarked that she could never look at Bertie without shuddering. In her letters and diaries, Victoria often expressed her frustrations and lack of maternal fulfillment, which paints a picture of a woman who was as complex in her private life as she was in her public role as monarch, or who she was as her reign. I look at the pictures of Queen Victoria, and the picture that I'm showing now, to be exact, in her older days, she looked very sad, very just a state of pain. If I were to read her, she's just giving that look of, why am I taking this picture? Not speaking ill will of the dead, but that's what she gives me. Very staunch person, like, okay, I love you, Mom, like, okay, like that type. Don't say I love you much. She's given that, but she was on the list. Now let's talk about who is next up, child. Next we have Henrietta Hetty Green. Now imagine walking around saying, boy, where's your mama at, Miss Hetty? Knowing that her name was Hetty, she just sounded like she had something like evil going on about her. So, known as the Witch of Wall Street, Hetty Green was one of the wealthiest women in America during the late 19th centuries. Okay? However, her obsession with money and frugality extended to her children, whom she neglected emotionally and deprived of a proper upbringing and pursuit of financial gain. Now, Green's son, Edward Howland Robinson Green, what a very, very strong name she gave him, though. He was a victim of Hetty's obsession with hoarding money, which led her to deprive him, or Eddie, her son, of basic necessities, including proper medical care. Now, when he was 9, Edward injured a knee in a sledding accident, right? Green, Miss Hetty, of course, refused to take him to the doctor because that would mean spending money. And in his teens, Edward's leg became so infected, he got gangrene. And again, Hetty refused to seek proper medical attention and instead opted for homemade ointments, which led to this young man getting an amputation of his leg. He would spend the rest of his life limping on a cork prosthetic leg. Okay? Just imagine your mom being a very wealthy woman, knowing that back then, so wealthy, she probably was considered as a millionaire. I mean, the witch of Wall Street, come on. But just imagine that. You get hurt and your own mom to be frugal and not spend any money. And the hat she got on in this picture, child, you know, let's not talk about her fashions, but not speak ill will of the dead. She just looks like that kind of mom, you know, the kind of mom that really don't give a damn. Just she does the basic necessities, and that's just what it is. A bed, a wrought iron bed, probably, piece of bread, little butter, and some water back then. I mean, that's just what she's giving me. But she made the list. Now let's talk about the final and last mother that made this list. And her name is Mary Ann Cotton. She looks like a Mary Ann Cotton, doesn't she? I know, right? So Mary Ann Cotton gave Medea a run for her money, okay? Cotton was an English serial killer who targeted those close to her for financial gain. She earned the nickname the Black Widow. It's believed she poisoned up to 21 people, including multiple husbands and at least 11 of her own 13 children. Now, her motive was financial gain through life insurance, and Cotton would take out policies on her victims and collect payouts after their deaths. She primarily used arsenic, commonly used in Victorian England, as her weapon of choice because it caused symptoms similar to various illnesses, making it challenging to detect as a poison. Now, authorities had suspicions about Cotton for years due to the unusual number of deaths in her family. Now, however, concrete evidence was lacking until the death of her stepson, Charles Edward Cotton, when a stronger case was built, leading to her conviction and her execution by hanging in 1873. Now, y'all, Mary Ann Cotton, looking at her, right? Looking at her photo, she looks disturbed and evil. Yeah. Look at her. I'm just saying. Discern on it. Who I am, she looks like she gives off mask. Killer. And she probably was mean as fuck too. You know what I'm saying? She probably was to them kids. But I wonder why would she keep, it was 13 children, and who would mess around with her at least 13 times to have 13 kids? I mean, look at her. She might have had some, fire. That's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is she had 13 children, but she killed 11, right? So 2 of them may have been a very strong bond or connection, or she probably loved them different. She saw something different, I'm sure. But y'all, that is the end of this video. How y'all like this one? Y'all, I'm trying to create different content. Other than, I love witchy content, I love spiritual content, y'all know that. But it's more to Lady V than just regular witchy vibes, and I love history and I love fun facts, and that's what I chose to do. Guys, please do not forget to like, subscribe, share, support your girl channel. It's greatly appreciated. Put some comments down there. Let me know how y'all like this video. Let me know if you have any ideas. Yeah, I love old Hollywood glamour. I love things like that. Again, fun facts and just history. I'm a history buff all day, every day. But y'all have an amazing day. I hope you liked it. Again, let me know. Many blessings. Bye, y'all.